Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your host, Jim Flanagan, and welcome to a live edition here of Hangouts. It's the Atlantic Coast Football League, the ACFL, and we're in the winter 2018 season. It's playoff time, fellas. Playoffs here, the postseason, where we got your predictions. We got the expert analysis here. At this time, let me introduce you guys to my partner, my co-host here. Now, some of you guys may have seen him on some political debates. He's a very good Donald Trump supporter. The controversial, the man that brings excitement to your living rooms here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Giant 918.
www.acfl.net. Right here, right now. High energy, not the fake news that you're normally used to on CNN or MSN, the garbage networks over here. You guys are going to get high energy, high octane information over here. Since 1994, maybe the website looks like it could be from 1994, but the fact of the matter is that the Atlantic Coast Football League has been around since 1994. How many members weren't even born back when it was created? Welcome, everybody. Really pumped up tonight. Lots of high energy, lots of information. We got the playoffs coming up this weekend over at Hackensack High School. We got a bunch of media over here from none other than my colleague, Jim Flanagan. Fantastic. So if you guys take a look, like what you see, please, just follow, click like on the videos. And if you guys can follow us over here on YouTube, Flanny, we'll get right to it, man. I mean, there's not many teams over here. There's 6 teams. All of them are getting into the playoffs, man. But you know what? You might feel like you're getting ripped off, but it doesn't have to be forever, because you know what? Spring 2018 is right over here. Flanny, how's it been going so far in winter 2018?
I'm just glad we're rid of the snow, man, or hopefully, it's been a hectic season, but it's the winter season. I love the hat, man. I love the hat, making football great again, man. Love it. Before we start, man, I just want to introduce a lot of people don't know, like, this whole Hangouts thing, this whole live YouTube video which we're doing right now. Just want to explain a bit how this all works, man. It's pretty simple, man. I mean, it's easy access on here. I mean, with the Hangouts, with the technology these days, whether you're on your phone, your smartphone, your iPhone, iPad, the computer itself. I mean, you connect through the Hangouts, and the rest is, done by YouTube. So it's a great feature here, which we're trying to implement here, get you guys a live show as opposed to a pre-recorded, recording. And besides that, I mean, you could always watch the show again, or watch it if you missed the live recording. It'll be over there on YouTube. Giant, man, the Hangouts, I mean, you're familiar with this.
It's not only that, Flanny, but the fact of the matter is that there are also, you guys could be commenting during the live stream as well. If there are any questions any of you guys want answered or anything like that, Flanny's got the chat open right inside in front of him. We could go over some of the questions that you may have, because we've got some juicy scoops tonight.
Oh man, the
ACFL family
himself. But
ACFL family. So we're ready to get scoops over here. Go ahead.
The live shows, you got the live chat. So anybody want to place any comments, any questions, or hit us up on Twitter, ACFL Football or Giant 918. And we'll bring topics up about on here. But it's playoffs, and that's basically, we're going to be talking about the first round matchups here. We're going to also discuss the 2 teams getting the bye, and possibly our prediction on who we think will take it all here this season in the winter season. So, but yeah, Hangouts is great. We could get guests on here as well. If you want to be a part of the show, want to come on the show, voice your opinions with us on here, or discuss a game or a matchup or a preview, you're more than willing, just hit us up on there. But and we actually we may have a special guest next week, so I'm working on that. We'll see what happens. But like you said, established since '94, man. I mean, the league's still going strong here, which is great. This season, the flag 6-on-6 here in the winter season. You know, but I want to give a shout out, John, before we move forward, before we go to the whole prediction. I just want to let everybody know these are our predictions, man. These are, you know, I mean, this has, how do I word it, man? I mean, yes, we're using ACFL, the ACFL.net, the teams, you know, but these are still our opinions. You know, I mean, these are, you know, voiced opinions here, our predictions. Sometimes we may be wrong, sometimes, you know, but it's entertainment, you know, at its finest, Giant, right?
Yeah, there's no question about it, guys. Look, we don't have our crystal ball over here or a magic 8-ball. The fact of the matter is, we're here for some high energy. We got information for you guys. It's juicy as hell. People are gonna know things. So I mean, it looks like I'm already getting followers, man, on Twitter, man. I'm getting notifications over here. This is unbelievable. Just want to give a big, quick plug again to my colleague, Jim Flanagan, who does a lot of the filming over here and a lot of the media for the ACFL. So make sure you guys check him out on the YouTube page over there, man. Click to like, tell your fathers, tell your mothers, tell your sisters, tell your worst enemies. This is where it's at, the ACFL. This isn't some garbage where they sit down and kneel for the national anthem over here, man. We don't have any of that garbage here. We don't even do the national anthem as far as I'm aware of, all right? And we're over here in dirty jers, sometimes I guess maybe in Rockland sometimes. Want to also give a quick shout-out to Joe at Homeworks Home Improvement. No job too small. So if you guys are in the Bergen County metropolitan area, give them a call or text 201-638-6196. Joe from the ACFL. Been one of the founding members, it looks like, man. No job too small. At least you could get a quote if you need something done with some home improvements to your house. Flanny, you take a look at the standings, and we said that there are only 6 teams over here.
Yeah.
Now, the 2 of them, which are probably the favorites to win it all, the Goonies and the Banana Slugs, 7-1, 87.5% winning percentage, man. Win streaks of 5 and 3, respectively. It's a tough matchup, but that's not what's going on this weekend. What do you want to go over first, man? You want to go over the matchup, or you want to go over what happened in week number 9?
Well, on the postseason, I mean, here in the ACFL, it's a pay-to-play league. Every team makes the playoffs, and the regular season, you know, some guys say, regular season doesn't mean anything. It means as far as seeding-wise. So, especially here in the winter where it's 6 teams, that means the top 2 teams get the bye in round 1. So they're automatically in the semis, you know. So so you want to be one of the top 2 teams. And so this week we're going to see, you know, the 3 against the 6, 4 against 5, and winners out of that plays the 2 teams that get the bye. And it's always reseeding as well. So the top team will always face the lowest seed in the next round. So that's how that works out on that. Before we go into the predictions, just want to mention a little bit about the past Sunday's games, man. It was the final week, week number 9 here in the winter season, and a lot of great matchups as far as like the seedings, because I mean you had the number 1 team, which now is the Goonies. They played against the Warriors. Big matchup there to keep that number 1 spot. Same thing with the Slugs. Slugs had a big battle against the Goodfellas, and then you had the bottom teams there, ROC against NPI, you know, because nobody wants to be stuck on that bottom. So there was a lot of movement that could have happened after this Sunday. But weather-wise, man, oh, man, did weather play a factor? But, you know, Jim Flanagan himself was there to capture the games in Hackensack. I got 2 of those matchups. I didn't get the one against the Goonies and the Warriors. I don't know exactly what happened there, but from, like, the scores, it looked like a close game, man. It came down to extra points. And the Goonies escaped with the win, man, 14-13 to keep the number 1 spot, because they got that win against the Slugs in the regular season. And, you know, they're both tied at 7-1, but it's the matchups that gives them the head spot there to get the number 1 seed. You know, below them are going to be Slugs. Slugs got the win against the Fellas, and ROC, big win there against NPI. So they get the fifth spot as opposed to being the sixth seed. So as we look at it now, Giant, it's going to be Goonies. It's going to be the Slugs getting the bye this week, so they're not playing. And it's the number 3, Goodfellas, going up against NPI. And then you got the Warriors matched up there. I'm sorry. Goodfellas are going to be playing against, Goodfellas, NPI, Warriors against ROC, 3 and 4, 4 and 5 against 3 and 6 there. So that's what's happening this week in Sunday. But man, I was there at Hackensack. It was downpouring, man. But so weather had to do a lot of guys didn't show up either. You know what I mean? So like the fellows had a 6-man roster. They had to play both ways, both sides of the ball. No substitutes there for them. And it showed, man, as the game went on. Slugs came out, big win there for them. I think it scored like 39 points in that game. So that's where we at, man. I mean, if we look at the round 1 games, which one you want to start off with, John?
Let's talk about the scoop I got, man. And we're going to go over now. These games, we'll post them again. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Hackensack High School in Hackensack, New Jersey, turf field. 9 a.m. is number 4 Warriors versus number 5 The Rock, but the juicy one is right here, 10:30. Goodfellas versus NPI, and you take a look at NPI. They're already in the gutter, and there might be some locker room drama over there on the NPI team. I'm not going to release my sources, but what I've been told is that 2 guys on the NPI, they haven't been there the last couple of weeks. Did they quit? Did NPI get rid of them? They haven't been there. These are top talent guys. If you watch the older videos during the week, Flanny, everybody else at the ACFL, and they only one of them was a scrambling quarterback. It's their only win, and they use this guy. I think his name is Jimmy, and he's got a great arm, but he's kind of one-dimensional. Can a guy scramble if he's just got a cannon arm? Like, you take a look at Tom Brady, the guy doesn't scramble. He can't even scramble any eggs. All right, so that's what we're dealing with over here, ACFL family. And Goodfellas changed the quarterback too. They went on a win streak. NPI hasn't won any games without the other quarterback. So this is very tough. I don't think NPI has any chances. They probably need to gut the team. They might need a new general manager. Flanny, what do you think about this, man? This is just horrific. You don't need this going into the playoffs.
Well, I agree with a lot of points you made about the NPI team. They needed that win, man, this past Sunday against ROC. Had they won that game, I think the matchup there for NPI against a Warriors team would have been a lot better as opposed to playing the Goodfellas here in round 1. Because if we go back a couple of weeks, NPI only win was against the Warriors. So if they would have won, that's what the matchup would have been, and I think it would have favored them a lot more. I like this Goodfellas team, man. I just don't like the spot that NPI is in. Plus, if you're talking about having drama, this happens, especially when you're the last team, Giant. The bottom team on there, it does happen. Are we going to see those players on there? I know the 2 guys that you're mentioning, man. We haven't seen them, I think, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, man. They had a big double header the other Sunday. They had that big game last week. He wasn't there, man. So if they're not there, man, I don't see NPI advancing at all, man. I got to go with Goodfellas. Goodfellas is actually my dark horse team this season. I think this is a team that possibly could even take it all. They did do a swap in quarterbacks, like you mentioned. Early on, I believe they had guy Pete starting. Now I've seen somebody else, but they've got wins, man. They got this team's got so much talent on the Goodfellas team, man. Don't look at last week's matchup. Last week's matchup against the Slugs team, the weather conditions, having only 6 guys on there on the field. They started off the game 13-0, fellas, and then a lot of picks, man. I think there was like 4 or 5 picks thrown by the Goodfellas quarterback. So if that happens, folks could get upset here. But I don't see it happen, man. A lot of stuff has to happen for this NPI team for them to advance, and just the matchup itself, I think they're in the hard spot there because this Goodfellas team is a lot better than their record shows. If they get that full squad out there this Sunday, I don't know if there's anybody that in the ACFL in the winter season could be these guys. These guys got so much talent on that team. For them to be 5-3 is uncalled for, man, because they should be a lot better than that. And NPI at 1-7 ain't gonna cut it here this season, Giant.
Yeah, there's no question, man. Just want to give a quick plug before we do go over the other series, man. In spring season 2018 info, ACFL is looking to start the spring season Sunday, March 18th. Registration info will be posted soon. Any questions or if teams want to register, make sure you guys contact JT, 914-629-4865. You can call him or text him. Contact again, please, JT, 914-629-4865. It's right around the corner. You don't have to keep on feel like you're getting ripped off. We know you're sick and tired of getting ripped off, man. You want to start winning. We want you to start winning. We want you to win so much that you could possibly get sick and tired of winning, man. That's the bottom line. And we'll go over to the next series, man.
Hey, John, that spring season registration, yeah, man. It's right around the corner, and spring season is probably the hottest, the best season in the ACFL as far as team-wise competition and the different styles of play. They provide touch, they provide 6-on-6 flag, 8-on-8 flag, so it's all there, especially in the spring season. But besides the registration on that spring, a week prior to that, on the 11th. They got a tune-up tournament, which is great, especially if teams, are not playing here, let's say in the winter season, or they only play in the spring. You want to get back into it on there, toss the ball around. That tournament is a great way because you get 3 games guaranteed. You get 2 round-robin games, and then the knockout rounds there, the elimination, every team gets in, and then depending how good you are, if you advance, obviously you're going to get more games. But everyone's guaranteed 3 games, so it's a great way to come out there in that tune-up tournament, which they offered the week prior. So, yeah, that's coming up, man. That's the spring season after the winter. Always a great turnout here in the ACFL.
Yeah.
But, John, before we go off topic a bit there, back to that NPI thing you mentioned about the quarterback, situation there. Do you feel, man, if they had this scrambler, man, the guy from Ozone, you guys know who we're talking about, man. They played for Ozone in the fall. They won the championship, there. Does a scrambler quarterback, or NPI too one-dimensional, man?
Look, that's their only win with the scrambler, man. You know what I'm saying, dude? You need different looks and stuff like that. You can't be a one-dimensional quarterback. NPI has no chance. They need to blow the team up, man. NPI, man, I don't even know if they're going to be around anymore after this season, man. Dude, my sources are telling me, man, that the morale is in the gutter. It's absolute in the gutter, man. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, what do they want? Just try to show up, man.
Shots fired by Giant 918, man. But yeah, here's the thing, man. That's their only win. Yes. I like the quarterback they have. He's got a cannon. He's got the long ball there, man. But I think they kind of struggle when they get into that red zone area, man, when they got put to points. You look at this past weekend on Sunday, they played the ROC team. They came back, tied the game. What happened after that? They got an interception. They got the ball back. And they couldn't punch it in, man. They couldn't put the score on there. They stopped ROC again. What happened? Quarterback misplayed the ball, rushed it, got picked off, and then ROC turned that turnover into a touchdown and ended the game. So they had 2 shots to try to put the game out, and they couldn't do it, man. So
it's not good enough, man. So what can you do? Either you bust up the team, man, or you come back next season You got to make a couple of moves over there, man. Try to recruit some other guys. You guys know there are forums out there and stuff like that, man. No question about it. I got guys I've been going to since high school. I'm 36 years old, guys. Guys, since I've been going to high school, they're still playing flag football over here, man. So it's just you don't just have to have these dinosaurs like me. Lots of youngins out there that are hungry, and nothing's going on in the spring, man. Maybe the draft is going on in the spring. That's it.
That's true, man.
OTAs? Boring. Come on, man. Nobody cares about that kind of stuff, man. They care about, you know what? ACFL, bitches. That's right.
You don't got to worry about the weather, man. Weather's perfect in the spring, man. So, so hats off to the guys playing this season, though, man. I mean, the snow we've had, man.
Dedication, man. It's really an acquired taste, man. I mean, I'm sure guys are getting hospitalized. If you're falling on that turf in the winter, man, dude, I get it. It's flag football, man, but these guys are not wearing shoulder pads. Maybe some of them wear some padded pants, but that inhibits your movement too. You guys, I'm sorry, Des Bryant doesn't play in the ACFL. So, I mean, you're trying to get as much movement as you can. Guys are trying to be able to move around as much as they can. They want to be as comfortable as possible, wearing sweatpants and cleats and whatever.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. Let's get to the other one, man. The other matchup, and that's the Warriors against the ROC team, man. And here's what I got, man. I mean, I love this ROC team. I like the energy they bring, especially last week, man. When they got that big win they needed. They got to bring the same type of energy coming into this Sunday, playing against this Warriors team. And last time these two teams matched up, Giant, I think it was like 19-12 or something. It's either like a 7 or 8 point game, one touchdown away. So it was close, man. But they got to bring the same. The downfall here, I think, on ROC, they got the talent, man. They got the talent to get it done, man. But I think the experience on this ROC team, I think experience on there kind of lacks as opposed to some of these other teams. And I think that plays a factor where this team, man, if you take a look at this team when they started out this season, wasn't that well, man. They have improved as the weeks went on, man. They have improved. I know they didn't win much games, man, but the games were a lot closer. They got into some overtime games, some 1 point game differences against some of the top teams here in this season. And that big win, I think, should motivate them coming into the playoffs, which is a big win, as opposed to this Warriors team, man. This Warriors team has been quite struggling, man. They started off 3-2 this season, and they finished off 3-5. So they haven't won a game for God's no, man. I mean, they had a bye week. They played the 3 games. I think for like the last month, they haven't won a game. So that hurts coming into the playoffs. I know they had a big battle against the #1 Goonies team. This is the only team that beat the Goonies this season was the Warriors. So they got that going for them, And they almost did it again this past Sunday. But like I said, weather-wise, who knows who was there, who was not there. But I know this Sunday they got to be there. They got to show up. They were fighting some injuries, some roster issues on there. They got to get it done. I think the Warriors still come out and get the win here, man. I like the ROC team, but I think Warriors get it done with experience on here, and somehow they just edge out the ROC team because of that. I love the defense on the Warriors team. Warriors team has a great defense, and I think they get it done, Giant. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, just to go over on some of the stuff that you said, ROC, they do have talent. They do seem like they are improving each week.
Just that 4-game losing streak for Warriors.
Yeah, man, that doesn't look good, man. Last time they won by 1 touchdown, but it was always also so they lost the last 3 games.
The problem with ROC, I think, especially early on in the season, man, was getting those points, man. I mean, you look at it, they got the least points scored, man, 106 on there, the least, even lower than NPI, man. They only put 106, so that kind of is a concern on there, especially against a good defensive team like the Warriors. But I don't know. If you had to pick, man, who you got here, man? Warriors, ROC. Upset or no, man?
Dude. I don't think it's going to be an upset, man. I don't think it's going to be an upset. I'm taking a look at these stands. I'm taking a look at the stats over here, man, dude. I think the Warriors are going to. I think the Warriors are going to squeak it out, man. I really do, man. But I don't know how it's going to look after this week, man. I guess we could go over it next week too, man. But I mean, you take a look at.
I mean, the two teams that get the buys, man, it's the Goonies and the Slugs, man. I mean, you go to ACFL.net.
Those are the obvious favorites to win it all, man. But
I mean, before the season started, even right now, I mean, Slugs, even though they're the number 2 seed, everybody got these as the odds-on favorites to win the whole thing, man. Only loss is one loss, and that came to the war. That came actually against the Goonies team, But in that game, Slugs did not have their starting quarterback, and that's what they keep going back to. He's been there the last couple of weeks, but the Slugs team has like 2 separate backups on there, so they got backup quarterbacks, which could get the job done as well. I love this Slugs team, man. Slugs team knows how to put up points, man. 290 points for, man. Highest in the league. That's why they're dangerous.
Points per game is 36. The next one doesn't even come close.
No.
It's the Goodfellas. With 27 points per game. So you take a look at it. The only people it looks like, even the defensive rankings, it looks like it seems like the Banana Slugs are so much on offense. They don't even need to play that much defense.
Hey,
they're only giving up 15 points per game, man. I mean, the fans in the league, the Slugs are heavily favored for a reason, man. They are lit as fuck, man. That's the bottom line, man.
And especially when your defense is scoring giant, man. I mean, last week, 2 defensive interceptions to the house, man, plus a special teams kickoff return touchdown, So the quarterback didn't even have to. I mean, that's 21 points right there.
You're giving some quarterback a lot of rest and stuff too, man.
So he didn't even have the best game, and they still put up 39 points last week in the rain,
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely got to be the odds-on favorite. I know they're the number 2 seed. Goonies at number 1. I love the Goonies team, man. I love the Goonies team. I filmed these guys a lot. I got a lot of footage on them as well. And this is a team the only team I think that hasn't used a different quarterback, and they stuck with him the whole season. They're 7-1 for a reason. They've had a lot of close games. I mean, they don't blow out teams like the Slugs do, but they get the win, and that's what it matters, man. If you win or lose, so great defensive team, as well, right up there with the Slugs on defense, and I think the defense is what holds this team, this unit. You know what I mean? So they're really not putting up that much points. I mean, like you say, even the Goodfellas have more points than the Goonies, but they are 7-1, man.
Yep.
5-game winning streak.
No question about it, man. Dangerous team, getting a week of rest, man. Well deserved as well. So we'll see what happens this Sunday. Anything else you got on your plate, Flanny?
Well, on here, I just want to mention everybody. This is the Hangouts, the live editions. Let us know what you guys think about it, man. Leave us a comment, on there. Hit us a like, whatever, and we'll be back next week. This is what you guys want to see. More of a live edition, which you could watch it even after, so you don't have to. If you miss it, you're not there around 9 o'clock. So far, right now, we're gonna try to keep it on Thursday nights. 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll see, give us an input on that, because we're always willing to switch or change if need be. If you guys feel it should be a different time on there, we could always do that. But I feel Thursday is good. It's towards the end of the week. A lot of the video footage, everything goes up on the site before then, so we're able to comment on those as well. I'll be out there this Sunday. What's great about the playoffs with the 6 teams with the byes, I think it's going to be an ACFL first, where in the postseason, I know in the past that there hasn't even been. I don't even know if there's been a film in the winter. Maybe the winter championship games. But we've done it throughout the whole season, and then in the postseason, we should be able to get every team, every game, man. If we get every round, every game, I'm talking about in the postseason. So that should be a first. And because, like I said, the 4 teams play this week, and the semifinals the following week, and then the championship. And if they're all on one field, I should be able to get them all. So, it'll be great, man.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Make sure you guys subscribe, click on the like button. Make sure you leave the comments over here, man. Make sure you guys stay tuned. If you can make it over there to Hackensack High, make sure you guys call Joe or text Joe. Call JT, man. I gave those numbers out before. Spring is right around the corner. Let your hearts not be troubled. That's all I got over here. You got anything else, Flanny?
Got a message in the chat. What's going on with the 8-on-8, man? Or the 9-on-9, man? Hey, I love the 8-on-8. Spring, man. Spring's right around the corner. Spring season. I'm pretty sure we get the 8-on-8 flag. They usually do, both in the spring and the fall season. Winter, not as much, man. Winter, team-wise, player-wise on there, but spring
people are hibernating. People are hibernating like the Bears, man.
Huh?
Yeah. People are hibernating in the winter, man.
So, hey, we got 3 weeks left here. Like I said, we'll try to be back again next week. On here, we'll recap the first round matchups, and then we'll have the semifinals on there for you guys. For that, anybody wants to join us on here, give us your analysis. You're more than welcome, to come on here as well. That's all I got, man. Giant, here for this edition of Thursday Throwdown, coming to you guys live on the YouTube channel. We'll keep you guys posted for the next show. But yeah, Giant 918, Jim Flanagan.
Make sure you guys continue to check us out. www.acfl.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. Jim Flanagan, Giant 918, signing out. Have a good night, everybody.